Man, come on, y'all. Y'all gonna show up while I'm eating. Are you serious? Alright. Hold up. Alright. What's up, y'all? You know who it is. Wise, aka Twin Nimrod. In the process of figuring out what new I want to do for the year, I went ahead and said, bump it. I might as well just break out the Wise Tales. Wise Tales is a compilation of stories I'm going to be posting up about different experiences I've had on the dance floor. Whether it's been, school events, major events, parties, clubs and whatnot. I have had random amount of different experiences at, different locations and whatnot. But for this first episode, I'm just going to talk about how it all started. I'm going to talk about how dancing started for me, as well as, how crunk dancing started for me. When it comes to dancing and whatnot, other than dancing, majorly I was in the martial arts and whatnot. When I first started dancing, just like one of those odd experiences, here I was, had my older sis, had my step niece, had my step nephew. We're all, chilling in the house as my sister was babysitting us and whatnot. And my sister and my step niece, they both, were listening to some hip hop music. Now, hip hop at the particular time that I'm speaking of was probably early 90s. Yeah, roughly about early 90s and whatnot. So, they're dancing and whatnot. I attempted. Boy, my feelings got hurt. My feelings got hurt, man. I mean, they clown on me bad. I mean, if there was footage to it, I would have to drop my head in shame because I really didn't know what I was doing. And, it is what it is. But, every experience is not always going to be the best experience, especially when it comes to dancing. So, with that first experience and whatnot, I had to slowly push my own self onto the dance floor. Like, after that experience, the next experiences that got me used to the dance floor and whatnot was, middle school dances, for the most part. I mean, I get on the dance floor and whatnot, and at that particular time, freaking was the main thing you did on the dance floor, so I would freak females, but, one rule that I've had even when I was a child was there's only two locations of where my hands are going to go. My hands are either going to be on the lady's waist or out in front of her so she could see where my hands are the entire time. My hands go anywhere else, that's because she put them there. I've had females put my hands in places that, wow, I'm sitting there like, I don't even know you like that, hey, I don't even know your name, 5 minutes haven't even passed, my hands are going places where they shouldn't even, but yeah, that's pretty much how dancing kind of started off for me and whatnot. I wasn't per se shy. But, I would have to get used to the environment and whatnot because, you don't just jump into any old environment and start dancing, getting off, and doing whatever you do. So that's how dancing started off for me. And that was about, that was like my early teens when I started dancing and whatnot. Now, when it comes to crunk, this particular story is a little bit longer. At the time, it was November 2007, and what was going on at the particular time was, you had the Air Force. I was in the Army at the time, and, they had a collaboration operation going on. So I'm in this operation. The guys that we were associated with, were active duty Air Force. They were getting ready to leave out, and unfortunately, a couple of my workout buddies that hit the gym, because when I was in Iraq, I was in the gym like twice a day, morning and night. And I would work out with some of the guys that were from the Air Force. Well, when they left and the new ones came in, we found out that it wasn't active, they were going to be reservists. So, pretty much what ended up happening was the fact that because I lost my, buddies and whatnot, I got a little depressed. Stopped working out for a little while. And then it was strange. One day, I thought about the Rise movie that I had seen. Because I didn't see the Rise movie till '06, but I lived right next to Victorville Clown back in '04. So, I've known about the dance style and the movement for a hot minute, but what ended up happening was the fact that I was contacting home, and after being on the phone and whatnot, I jump on the internet, and just a random clip would come up. And I was just like, let me check out Crump. So I, Crump. Crump Kings were out at the particular time. And it was their Melbourne, Australia show. It was the clip of Soldier Tight, Little Tight, and Tight Eyes. Which fortunately, last year I got to battle LT, which was cool, Dude is amazing. He's an amazing dancer. He's a cool person. But, from that clip right there started me off, in Crump dancing. But, like my first battle in Crump, because, when you're Crump dancing by yourself starting off, people are going to call you strange. They're going to call you a random amount of things. When I was in the Army, you can't just see it as, okay, he's in the military and he's dancing. See, when you're doing something absolutely strange and you're in a military environment, everybody clowns on you. Either everybody gonna back on you, back you up, say, hey, do your thing, or they gonna clown on you. I got clowned on bad, really bad. But I didn't stop. I kept going. When I was out in Iraq, I ran into 2 other guys that crumped. Actually 3. One of my roommates out in Iraq, he went by the name Mr. Funny. I also ran into a guy named Jay, and I also ran into a guy named Severe. These 2 that I met and everything, Severe was the big homie, and Jay was the little homie. And I admit, and this is coming from my lips. This is the truth and the God honest truth. My first Crump battle, I lost. I lost bad. I did not like the way I lost. I was not feeling what I was doing at all and whatnot. I lost. I took an L. I was like, well, since I took an L and this was my first battle and whatnot, I was like, well, there's no way for me to have high expectations, and if I want to be a part of this, I'm going to have to come a little harder than what I did. So I labbed up for a week. Came back. When I came back, I beat Old Boy. I one-rounded him. And did that set the motivation, or did that put me on an ego trip? That pretty much set the motivation, to say that, hey, you work hard, you get to reap the benefits. If you don't work hard, guess what? You're going to have your butt handed to you. So, what I'm saying? But, that's just a little portion of, a couple of the tales that are coming up. A couple of them going to be funny, a couple of them going to be crazy. But, I had to push this out there because, tonight, comes the 1001 Arabian Nights from Alternative Cirque and whatnot. And you're talking to the beast, Val. You know what I'm saying? So, I've got to hold it down real quick for the night. But, that's how dancing all started for me, man. And I tell you what, it's officially in Crump, I've been dancing for 5 years. Dancing-wise, period, shoot, it's almost as long as martial arts. I've got over 20 years experience on the floor, but will I get the respect? Probably not, but it is what it is, But I love what I do. Alright, y'all. 1.